Perfect. All right, Devin McCourty joins us now. We'll start with Andrew Callahan, then go to Dan Roach.
Hey, Devin, congrats on the win, man. I know I started with this question before a couple of losses, but how does this feel now, to kind of get back in the win column and finish the way you wanted?
Yeah, it's a good way to end the season. Obviously not the way we wanted to go, and we've known that for the last 2 weeks, and I think it's good for the team moving forward. I think you talk about character and building all these things that the Patriots are built on. It's a lot easier to do that when you have all the 10-win seasons, you're in the playoffs every year. I think it showed a lot for these guys, and I think it'll mean a lot going forward for a lot of these young guys. Hopefully they have extended careers. They'll always remember, this year, what we went through, what the country went through, and what it took to go out there each day to just keep fighting. So I think it was great. I was proud to be a part of this team today, to go out there, the leadership from guys, the young guys stepping up. A lot of guys played today, and I think everyone was on it and ready to go.
JC mentioned to us earlier that your message before the game really resonated with him, and you always give a good message, but he just said it hit home. What can you share about that message?
It was simple. I think everywhere you look this week, the game didn't matter. It was meaningless. And, I just told guys to think about their journey, to have an opportunity to play here, last game of the year. You're not going to the playoffs. But at some point of your journey, you've been doubted, you got hurt. A certain school told you that they didn't want you. A team released you, a team traded you, a team told you wasn't good enough to play. Like, at some point, if someone asks you, would you take an opportunity to play in the last game of the season with no chance of the playoffs? We all would take it and give it everything we got. And I told guys to think about that today. If someone tells you this is your last ever game to play, what would you do? And I was proud of the way guys responded. But I think guys knew that coming in. I think guys already had the right mentality. I'm very fortunate and blessed to give this team different talks and to be a leader on this team, because it's a lot easier to lead a bunch of guys that don't need much direction, who are ready to go and hungry to learn. And I've been very fortunate over the years I've been here to lead the group.
Thanks, Devin. Happy New Year, man.
Same to you.
Next up, Dan Roach, then Levin Reed.
Hi, Devin. Just a simple question. You've talked a lot this season about how it's not always, way too much blame is put on the quarterback. How happy were you to be able to see what Cam Newton was able to do with that offense today? Also have a touchdown reception. How much fun was that to kind of share together as a team with what he went through in his journey coming in late and everything else, and trying to get acquainted and basically try to replace Tom Brady as well at quarterback this season?
Oh, it was awesome. I think so much talk of, not playing him from the media and all of that. And I think the way he's worked this year, he came into a group of guys that there's always so much that when you're on the outside looking in that you hear and you don't know. And he's come in and he's just been himself. We've accepted him. He's accepted us. So to see him be able to finish the season this way in our offense, and guys like Sony, who's gone through a lot this year with being injured and then on the COVID list, to see the way he played this year, to see the way Asiasi played out there, to have a big first down catch, and then his first touchdown catch. I think that shows the strides that this team has made, and now it'll turn into all about the future. But make no doubt about it, Cam's been the leader of that group. He's been a captain. He's been an offensive leader day in and day out, and I was happy, not only for his play but the success of the whole offense that he leads. I was just happy for him because I know he cares a lot about that. He doesn't just care about how he plays as an individual, but leading a group and a group playing well. He takes a lot of that on his shoulders. And I've been very fortunate and happy the way this year worked out, to get to know him and to get to see his work ethic in person and all the things that he brings to the team. So it's been awesome just to be around him.
Thank you, and Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Levin Reed, then Chris Ryan.
Hey, David. Happy New Year, my friend.
Same to you, Levin.
I asked this. I'm going to ask this later to Matthew Slater also. And you talked about journey, and he talks about journey. I guess the question is, do you want to be part of the journey of this team in the coming year and the next year? Because there's going to be changes made. You always talk about changes being made with the team when it doesn't go the way they want it to go. Do you want to be part of the next set of changes for the Patriots?
Yeah, I'm under contract for next year, and I think I said it maybe a week or two ago. This is without conversations with my wife, but I plan on playing next year. I think she'll fully support that. So I hope I'm here, and I hope I can continue to try to lead this group, and be around these guys, and hope for a better, 2021. But I thought Slate said something great even after the game for us to take time to think about 2020 and what it's taught us, what we've gone through, the good, the bad, and most importantly, to grow from it, and not just say, "Man, I'm happy it's over and let's move forward," but to actually take the lessons you've learned. And I hope those lessons that I've learned from 2020 I can take forward, and be an even better leader, be an even better player, better man. And hopefully, ultimately, we all do that as individuals, and have a better outcome next year. But like you said, there's a lot of things that'll be done in the off season for this team, and however it works out. I've been extremely blessed to be a part of this organization, and I take a lot of pride in being here and being with these group of men, day in and day out. So no matter what, I've been very fortunate to be a New England Patriot.
And real quick, I think you know what a snow game means here in New England, and I know what it is like covering a snow game in New England. How much did you miss the fans this year? Just with the snow falling down and everything?
Yeah, and I think this area is a lot like this team. It didn't go well, but from social media, people reaching out and still supporting. And I felt like this would have been one of those games where, as much as we wanted more, the fans would have been happy with the effort and the character of this team. Because I feel like truly that's the character of this area, whether you're in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, any of these states, Connecticut, like when you're in the New England area, that's what you get. You get hard-nosed, hardworking people. It doesn't always go the way that everyone wants, but I think one thing is it's going to be a constant fight, and you see that with every show or movie based in Boston. It's all about fighters. So I think we definitely missed the fans today. Just to send this team off the right way, to send some of these guys that won't be back in Patriot uniforms off the right way. I think, I miss that, just having that and seeing that. It's just a sad way for the season to end just with no one there.
Two final questions, Chris Ryan and Bob Sosi.
Hey, Dev, it seemed like the way you guys responded down 14-7 with Cam's drive and then defense after that, J.C. Jackson interception, kind of epitomized what you're talking about right there. And what was the feeling, in that moment, and what did it mean to you to see, the response, given what you talked about with the nature of the game, your pregame speech, to see the team respond like that down 14-7?
I think all throughout the game, guys were just having fun. It was let's just go out there and play. Nothing wavered. We didn't worry about anything. I would even go out and say, we wanted to win, but it wasn't just about winning or losing. It was just having fun one last time with this group of men. And I think everyone had that mentality of like, let me do what's best for the guy next to me. And I think you saw that all throughout the game. Even on JC's interception, I tried to jump the route. There was somebody else there on the outside. Ball gets overthrown. JC ends up with a pick, and Jay Jones ends up with an interception because JC gets picked, and John comes off. He sees it. He intercepts a ball thrown to JC's man, and that's what it's about. And I think this team continued to fight. Whether we were up 7 early, down 7, got the lead, it was all about just continuing to play. And I think that showed up with us getting the interception by Jay Jones and then the offense finishing out, and then having one last play. I think that's the way we wanted to end it. And I'm proud that, we got to do it that way.
And also, is there a sense that this team is heading for a significant turnover in regards to the roster? You mentioned you wanted to be a part of it, but was that a theme today as well, where a lot of these guys may not be a part of this team next year, and that feeling kind of permeating through the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a feeling for the last couple of weeks. I think everyone knew that. And I think being a veteran, you don't let that affect you. That means you need to put your best foot forward each time you go out there. And I think that's what we tried to preach to every guy in this locker room. But I think no matter what team is doing well, team's not doing well, when you get towards the end of the season, it's the realization of next year won't be the same. And obviously it's even more when you don't make the playoffs and you don't have a good season. And I think for each guy that means a lot when you got one more game left with a group of guys, and call it, if you're an offensive lineman, it's with that group of men that you go to battle with. If you're in the secondary, if you're the skill position on offense or the D line, like there's just unique bonds and relationships within this locker room. I think it means a lot when guys say that, it's my last game with this guy or that guy. That means a lot to guys. And I think, it's good to go out there with it on your mind, but it's good to realize that means you need to give it all you got.
Thanks, Dev.
No problem.
Last question to Bob Sosi, and then we'll have Devin Asiasi up next.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Devin, Happy New Year.
Same to you, Bob.
Thank you. You talked about the joy, the fun you guys had out there playing this game in a season like this. How rare has that been for you? And even in the most successful times, I've heard a lot of guys say it's really hard to play here, given the expectations and so forth. And how important was it to have joy and to remember that feeling before you close this season out?
It was everything. I think that's what 2020 meant for, I think a lot of people. It was finding joy in the things that you take for granted sometimes. And I think for us, if you told me back in March that we were going to play 16 games, I would have told you you're a little crazy. So the opportunity to do that, the opportunity for guys to play through different losses, different adversities, the opportunity to play through big levels of success when we went out there and beat Baltimore on a Sunday night or go play the Chargers, to get through all of those things, the ups and downs. I think it meant a lot to take the field today and one last time for the 2020 season and to start off the year right. It meant a lot because I think no matter how you felt, what went wrong this year, you had things that you can count as blessings. And I think those are the things that you need to hold tight and really show value in. And I think for us as individuals, that'll look different in each person's life, depending on what you went through. But as a team, the bonds that we were able to make, some of the contributions we were able to do off the field, a year that for me, I was so proud to be a part of hosting Monday social justice kind of events where we're getting to learn about what's going on, guys asking questions, guys learning new things. Like there's so much to be grateful for and proud of with the 2020 season. Now it's all about continuing those things into 21 and most importantly, bringing some more more W's to the end of a season and getting back to the playoffs and doing those great things. I don't want that to get lost. That's obviously a part of the plan, but some of the things we were able to accomplish this year in a hard year, I think meant a lot and meant a lot to the community. So I'm definitely proud of those things.
Well, no doubt about it. Could be, and along those lines very quickly. I mean, have you organized your thoughts and your planning for the coming weeks and months? What's next on and off the field for you?
Well, I'll sit and try to figure that out. So much goes into football and trying to do those things. And now with some time just figuring out, I know the first thing I'm going to do is just spend some time with the family, try to see if there's a chance that we can get a little vacation for the wife who's done a lot for me to be able to play this year and trying to get her some relaxing time. So that'll definitely be something I start off with and then figuring out what 2021 looks like and where I see myself, fitting in and doing off the field.
Best to you all. Thank you, Devin.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you very
guys
much,
have a
Devin.
good year.